Hi, I am Matiko, and I'm here in Hi1D to conduct a survey about the knowledge of Hi1D on earthquakes. The question that I would ask is, what is the first word that comes to your mind when you hear earthquakes?
Golem!
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 Golem! Golem! Golem! Golem! Golem!
Sorry.
Golem!
Golem.
This is the golem. It's not Kita. Another Pokemon dies.
So what is the true meaning of an earthquake?
An earthquake is a movement of the ground caused by the sudden breaking and movement of tectonic plates of the Earth's crust. Earthquakes occur on faults. The question is, what is a fault? A fault is basically a crack in the earth caused by the tectonic plates colliding against each other. When an earthquake occurs on one of these faults, the rock on one side of the fault slips with respect to the other. Faults can be centimeters to thousands of kilometers long. The fault surface can be vertical, horizontal, or at some angle to the surface of the earth. Faults can extend deep into the surface of the earth and may or may not extend up to the earth's surface.
Now, what is an epicenter? An epicenter is where the earthquake is felt the strongest. The epicenter can be located above the focus, but that can vary depending on the density of the surrounding and nearby rock strata.
Focus is where slipping or releasing of energy along the fault occurs, causing the earthquake.
Here is a picture of the epicenter and the focus in an earthquake.
There are actually two main causes for earthquakes. Firstly, earthquakes are caused by explosive volcanic eruptions. These are fairly common in areas of volcanic activity, where they either precede or accompany eruptions.
Secondly, earthquakes can also be triggered by tectonic activity associated with plate margins and faults. The majority of earthquakes worldwide are caused by this.
Foreshocks are the minor tremors of the earth that precede the main shock. In short, they're earthquakes that happen before a larger earthquake.
Aftershocks are earthquakes that follow the largest shock of an earthquake sequence. They are smaller than the main shock of an earthquake. Aftershocks can continue over a period of weeks, months, or years. In short, the larger the main shock, the larger and more numerous numbers of aftershocks, and the longer they will continue. Seismic waves are the energy waves that travel through the earth by the sudden break, sliding, or explosion within the earth like earthquakes. There are several different kinds of seismic waves, and they all move in different ways. The two main types of waves are body waves and surface waves. Earthquakes radiate seismic energy as both body and surface waves.
This kind of body wave is the P wave or primary wave. This is the fastest kind of seismic wave. It can move through solid rock and fluids like water or the liquid layers of the earth. It pushes and pulls the rock it moves through, just like sound waves push and pull the air. Sometimes animals can hear the P waves of an earthquake. Dogs, for instance, commonly begin barking hysterically just before an earthquake hits. Usually people can only feel the bump and rattle of these waves. Subjected to a P wave, particles move in the same direction that the wave is moving in, which is the direction that the energy is traveling in, and is sometimes called the direction of wave propagation.
The second type of body wave is a S wave or the secondary wave. This is the second wave we feel in an earthquake. An S wave is slower than a P wave and can only move through solid rock, not through any liquid medium. It is this property of S waves that led seismologists to conclude that Earth's outer core is a liquid. S waves move rock particles up and down or side to side perpendicular to the direction that the wave is traveling in.
Traveling only through the crust, surface waves are of a lower frequency than body waves. They are easily seen on a seismogram as a result. Though they arrive after body waves, it is the surface waves that are almost entirely responsible for the damage and destruction associated with earthquakes. This damage and the strength of the surface waves are reduced in deeper earthquakes.
A seismograph is used to measure the movement in the earth. The results given out by this machine are called seismogram. It gives you the location and severity of the earthquake.
A seismogram reveals how close an earthquake is to the surface. It does this by recording surface waves, which are slower than S and P waves. These can be identified because there is usually more space between them than there is between the other types of waves. They are often the largest marks on the seismogram.